You must have heard about wars, but have you heard about a war which became the biggest test for humanity? Have you ever thought how the most peace-loving countries of the world fought such a war in which so much blood was shed that the ground became red? There was a time when many countries were destroyed, but everything started with just one bullet. After all, what was this reason that brought so much trouble? What do you think? To what extent can a war destroy humanity? You will find those hidden things in this video. Just think, the world was a wonderful place, but then a war happened which changed everything. This is the story of World War I, which is also called the Great War. Today in this video of Info Highway, we will talk about this war which not only changed the map of the world, but also humanity forever. Get ready, because today, we will take you on a journey which will blow your mind. It was the last year of the decade of 1900. The most powerful countries of the world were increasing their power and strength. On one side were Germany, Austria-Hungary, and the Ottoman Empire, and on the other side were Britain, France, and Russia. It was believed that this alliance would eventually divide the world into two parts. In Europe, the passion of nationalism was losing its own borders. Every country was considering itself bigger and better than the other. Arsenals were being filled, armies were being prepared, but nobody knew that a single spark would turn this fire into a war. Assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand. The 28th of June 1914 was the day when Austria-Hungary's Archduke Franz Ferdinand and his wife were shot dead during a parade in Sarajevo, Bosnia. The responsibility for this murder was taken by a Bosnian nationalist group Black Hand, which wanted to create an independent Serbia. This murder devastated the whole of Europe. Austria-Hungary blamed Serbia and decided to start a war against them. Russia, which was a friend of Serbia, prepared its own armies. And this was the moment when the alliances of Europe started showing their colors. The war begins 1914 to 1915. After the war started, Germany made a plan to attack its old enemy France. This plan was called Schlieffen Plan. Germany attacked France via Belgium, but this was the time of preparation for France. On the other side, on the Eastern Front, Russia started a war against Austria-Hungary and Germany, but the German army pushed Russia back. In this war, the smoke of gunpowder, the echo of tanks, and the screams of soldiers, everything was so terrifying that everyone realized that this war would not be easy. Trench Warfare 1916 to 1917. In 1916, war adopted a new method. This was the time of trench warfare, when the enemies fought standing right in front of each other. These trenches, called trenches, were terrifying and deep. There was mud, water, and a thicket of blood all around. Millions of soldiers lost their lives in the forests, like the Battle of the Somme and Verdun. During this period, new weapons were used, such as machine guns, tanks, and poisonous gas. The turning point, America joins the war. In 1917, when the war was at its peak, America decided to join World War I, Germany's unrestricted submarine warfare, in which American ships were targeted, forced America to enter the war. America's participation in the war gave a new enthusiasm to the Allies. End of the war 1918. In the last months of 1918, the power of Germany and its allied countries was broken. After the Russian Revolution, the war on the Eastern Front was over, but Germany was still in full power on the Western Front. But with the arrival of the American army, the Allies got the upper hand forever. The 11th of November 1918 was the day that declared peace in the world. Germany surrendered, and an armistice was signed. This war ended, but left its impact on the world forever. The world had changed completely after World War I. In 1919, the Treaty of Versailles was signed, which imposed harsh conditions on Germany. New countries were created in the map of Europe, and the old imperialism was torn down. But this war left such hatred and desperation, which later became the reason for World War II. World War I gave the world a terrifying lesson that will always be remembered. Friends, World War I was not just a war, it was a story that turned friends into enemies and enemies into friends. This was the time when the world saw itself for the first time in such a great disaster. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. See you in the next episode on Info Highway channel.